Where you are at any point in your life makes a difference as to what you're able to learn and absorb. Try rereading one of your favourite books that you haven't read in a while. You will see completely different things to what you saw the first time around. Welcome to Moments with Marty, your short, sharp shot of leadership insight to help you stay on track between our weekly episodes of No Bullshit Leadership. Now, I'm often asked when I'm interviewed, Marty, what's the one thing you wish you'd learned earlier? Or, of course, the more modern form of that question, which is, Marty, what would you like to be able to tell your 20-year-old self? There are any number of life lessons that I could absolutely have used earlier on, and lots of stuff that would have made me a better leader way sooner. But then again, with the benefit of hindsight and wisdom, I've come to realise that the depth and value of any lessons come from the very fact that they're hard fought and won. If you learn by starting in the right place, going through the trial and error, and yes, a little bit of the essential pain, the lessons that you learn stay learned. They are indelibly imprinted on your psyche. So whenever I'm asked that question, I often wonder, if I had known something 20 years ago, would I have been mature enough to put it into action? Would I have had the capacity to understand it the way I do now? Would I have even recognised its importance? This made me realise two very important points. The first is that when the student is ready, the teacher appears. Where you are at any point in your life makes a difference as to what you're able to learn and absorb. Try rereading one of your favourite books that you haven't read in a while. You will see completely different things to what you saw the first time around. That's because it isn't just about the words on the page. A book is a dialogue between the author and the reader. When someone else opens up that book at the very first page, they're starting at a completely different point to you. In the hands of one reader, a book may be uninspiring to the point of boredom. In another reader's hands, the same book will completely transform the way they view the world. The second thing I realised is that the lessons are cumulative. As you build a path through your career and your life, the choices you make position you for the next set of choices. Even seemingly insignificant choices put you in either a more or less favourable position, and that position is where you look forward from. The choices you find from that point on will either give you better or worse potential outcomes as a result. When I made the choice to leave Aurizon to take on the chief executive role at CS Energy, I didn't really know if it was going to be the right decision. The pros and cons were incredibly tight, no matter how I looked at it. I knew it was going to be an expensive decision because I left a lot of money on the table at Aurizon in the form of long-term performance incentives. Now look, I don't really talk about this much, but the company totally screwed me on my options. I was a good leaver who'd created significant long-term value for the company. The teams I led had secured billions of dollars of long-term customer contracts. But I'm genuinely not bitter because I know exactly why I made that choice and why it was absolutely the right one. It opened up the path to doing what I do now. A different decision 10 years or more ago would have taken me down a completely different path, even though I didn't necessarily realise that at the time. Now just take a moment to reflect on this at a micro level. Deciding to do something difficult today will have a huge impact on your tomorrow, because when the same choice arises tomorrow, you will either feel more confident or less confident about it, based on what you chose to do yesterday. And as you build greater resilience and more experience, you also build your capacity to go to the next level. Think of it like a video game. Now, my daughter Olivia is big into gaming, and she gets paid for people to watch her stream when she plays. Now, I don't know much about it, but I do know that you have to complete the level you're on before you can progress to the next level. If you were to just all of a sudden land at level 42, you wouldn't know how or why you were there, and you wouldn't last very long. So, what conclusion can you draw from all of this? Well, if you're listening to this moment, it means that I've turned up in your life at exactly the right time. If you want to hear my 7 life lessons as well as the 2 critical leadership skills that I developed later than I should have, then listen to episode 259 of the No Bullshit Leadership podcast. Things I wish I'd learned earlier. We'll leave a link in the show notes. I really hope you enjoyed this moment and that it gives you that extra little spark to be a no bullshit leader.